I am an immigrant mother from Japan living in New Westminster, British Columbia, Canada, where there's abundant beautiful nature and ocean resources formed by Pacific caldera landscape. I am very curious, adventurous, but a little bit laid back person. 8 years ago, I decided to come to Canada with my kids to seek our better, fulfilling, and meaningful life for us. I made this decision because there seems to be many opportunities to be successful for life and career. I didn't think about the best I didn't think about the setback too much before. I just thought I should start over again if I failed. I didn't know what to do when I found myself in the silencing mechanism by the misused NDA, which didn't allow me to start over. What I really feel sad and sick was to have a pressure not to be able to react the fact. For example, I was told once violation when I realized that someone was looking at me. I experienced many times that someone looked weird when I noticed something. I remember I was wondering, does it mean that I should not see the fact? I encouraged myself not to find a lot. I was just sad to experience this. I hope my children will not experience the same. I remember I was always thinking, what is this? And saying to me, I need to be greedy at least until I came across the reason of weirdness that I'm experiencing. I was suffering from each reactions from many people in the train, in the street. It was like I was in the Alice in the Wonderland, but weird. I remembered, tried not to lose my logic. At that time, I encountered Guy Kawasaki's book at the local library. I felt its so thankfulness. Even it took time for me to read, I was inspired by his uplifting thoughts in the life. So I also started to listen to his podcast, Remarkable People podcast. One important quote from the conversation between Guy Kawasaki and Mark Manson, which is by Kant, is that each person must never be treated only as a means to some other end, but must also be treated as an end in themselves. We should not treat human consciousness for different purpose. To understand it clearly made me very healthy, happy person. How I was influenced by so many remarkable people who were guests in the podcast. I learned from them that I should try keep going even when things look difficult, even when things look like I cannot start over, even things look like I fighting for long. I should try in many different ways to keep going. I became to understand that I should think remarkable as I can do what I can do because I am in this situation. I want to help many people and futures, and I found my alleviation of problem is to do business. About the idea of my business, just like you love local markets, I love local markets so much. We can communicate first and we can listen to their stories on their products. Not only listening to, but also you can ask about the details of products process, creating process. This is never happen when you shop in a big shop. How important the communication is when you sell and buy the products. I'm a little bit understanding through doing a vendor in my local market recently because we want to get joy as much as we get the products. This is my business model. My goal is to create a communication based business where I can introduce the worthy donation program or fundraising t-shirts. I would like to ask people to interact to communicate about the problems of the event's theme and speak up. I am Japanese, so I can be bridge person between Japan, Canada, and North America. Even we speak different language, we could collaborate with the shared problem to solve. Because of the iPhone's democratizing of communication, everyone can find the communication enjoyable and worthwhile. So I believe this interaction itself is education, and it would lead to making a growth mindset environment in many places. In growth mindset environment, you could view challenges as opportunities, mistakes as learning opportunities, and abilities as the ones that can be improved. I here commit myself to keep trying to increase the awareness of the projects of donation and fundraising with my business. But here I need your help. Competitors may be going to compete me and disturb my way by using the complicated silencing mechanism. So here I want your help. Please expand this good cause and also please help to stop the silencing mechanism by misused NDA. I appreciate you very much. My objective here is to make consistent interaction between different cultures and make everyone more open-minded and create growth mindset environment in both cultures. I want to make the world of growth mindset environment. We should communicate frankly if we feel uncertain. We should not place anybody in the silencing box. We should make the world a better environment where each individual can speak up and have roles to play. We need everyone's everyday's frank, honest communication to build a better world. I hope I could dedicate to it through my business. This is my simple estimation. I will set a website which Japanese people can get the information from, connect to the projects, and transact. Here also, I want them to interact consistently, so I'm going to be able to keep communicate with the people who visit the website. In 6 months, I estimate 300 people would go action for donation, and I will set a live market event. I will ask about 30 vendors to participate in one event, and I will set a web for the link of the products that participants can look and order. And I will advertise the event in Japanese. In 6 months total, I estimate 200 vendors would try to participate the live event, and 500 people would interact with the vendors. 4 years ago, I was drowning from silencing mechanism. I was almost feeling to die. But I have kept my healthy brain through listening to the frank, vibrant, knowledgeable, remarkable people podcast. If I couldn't encounter the podcast, I don't know how my psychology state would have become by now, because it seems that many survivors need mental health services or emotional support. Here, lastly, I would like you to think about, why should someone who had a bad accident, harassment, or nothing big issues have to go through again silencing situations, which mostly needs additional emotional support? We should stop making the survivors less power. We can together make a difference for new future. Thank you for listening to me.